Quest Audiobooks presents an unabridged recording of Tony Gale, That's Entertainment, by Tony Gale, narrated by Tony Gale. This was my dad Peter's greatest ever saying: if you can't laugh at yourself, don't laugh at anyone else. And I'm dedicating this book to my dad Peter and my mum Valerie, who supported me from as young as I could kick a ball and right throughout my football career. This was the preface for my book on January 2023, and it was 2022 in the Soho restaurant, and Paul Zanon and Danny Imre having lunch. Danny, my friend, and Paul were having a nice lunch in the summer sun when suddenly his phone rang. He answered, "All right, Tony, how you doing?" 2 minutes later, Danny wrapped up the conversation and said, Yeah, sounds good, Tone. See you at the golf club at the weekend." The moment he came off the phone, he said to me, "Would you write Tony Gale's book?" I replied, "Yes," expecting nothing more to be said about the subject and for us to tuck into our lunch. Within 30 seconds, Danny called Tony back and had arranged for all three of us to meet in Essex a few days later. From that first session with Gale, it soon became very apparent why he's loved by so many people. He always makes himself available for you, irrespective of the request, and makes it feel like you're doing him the favour when most of the time it's genuinely the other way round. He's also that very same guy that hates to see anybody on their own in a room and will be the first person his friends call in a moment of crisis. As far as human beings go, he's generally one of the best. His contribution to football over the last 50 years is a nostalgic masterclass on so many fronts, and the anecdotes to accompany that half-century will have you laughing, shaking your head, and on occasions welling up. Enjoy the ride. This is the foreword of my book, written by my good pal Jonathan Pearce. Thanks, Pearcey. Cheers, mate. And here it is in his words. It was a wet and windy December 1986 morning at West Ham's Chadwell Heath training ground when I first met Tony Gale. His smile lit up my day, and we've been laughing together around the world ever since. I had not long joined the BT Club Call service as the editor for the Arsenal, Birmingham City, Chelsea and West Ham Club premium rate phone service, where you could dial up information, commentary and player interviews for a fair amount of money. One of my tasks was to grab interviews that lasted as long as possible to keep the listener hooked and paying out the dosh. I quickly found Tony was ideal for the purpose. He had missed the Christmas defeats against Tottenham and Wimbledon as the Hammers season took a downturn, and was therefore one of the few players readily available at Chadwell that day. He should have been downcast, I guess, when I approached him for a few words, but he gleefully grabbed at the chance to talk.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?